I got a number for everybody. 73% of GOP coverage losses can be attributed to repealing the individual mandate. That's from the National Review, based on leaked budget office numbers. Okay, that's what we've got for you. Douglas Holtz-Eakin joins us. Doug, what's with this? I was told that millions of people would lose coverage. This seems to contradict that to some degree.
I think the real evidence is right in the CBO scores. If you look at the score of the House passed bill or any of the Senate bills that they're considering, and you look at 2018, in that year, all of Obamacare is still in place except for one thing, and that is the individual mandate. And in those scores, something like 7 or 8 million people walk away from their individual insurance policies because it's no longer illegal to be uninsured and they don't like their insurance. And as many as 5 million people walk away from a free Medicaid program. And so you're going to have something like 13 or 14 million Americans choose not to be uninsured in the very first year. And that's the vast majority of these numbers that you hear, 22, 23 million people left uninsured by the proposed legislation.
Gee, I wish it had been reported like that in the first place, but it certainly was not. Anyway, the Senate is moving ahead with the health vote. It's not a vote, it's a motion to proceed. I want to get that technically correct. The motion to proceed today. I have to tell you, Douglas, I can't believe that the GOP will walk away from this and say, no, you may not proceed. How do you see it going?
I think it's hard to imagine them not taking a vote to just take a vote. You know, that's really a genuinely procedural decision. If they vote yes, they still have an enormous array of options in front of them. They can vote for straight repeal bills. They can vote to repeal and replace. They can vote for the Graham and amendment, which would turn all of it into a big state block grant. I mean, there are a whole bunch of options that are on the table. And so this vote is simply to examine those options.
If there is a yes on the vote, basically, to proceed, if there is that, does that mean that we're pretty much locked in to getting a Republican solution to Obamacare? We don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it will be a Republican solution at some point in this Congress, correct?
Not quite. What it would say is there will be 20 hours of debate, a finite amount, so that it's unlike other Senate situations where you can filibuster. 20 hours of debate and then votes on open amendments. And so everything is up for a potential vote. That leads to this spectacle known as vote-a-rama, where senators have essentially zero time to study. They got to vote yes or no. But that doesn't mean they have a guarantee that something will get to 51 and pass. And I think that's the key issue. Can they get something to send back to the House and ultimately to the desk of the president?
Well, if they can't, they just stay in session, don't they?
What we heard from the whip, John Cornyn of Texas, yesterday was him essentially saying that, which is, look, if we don't succeed this time, that doesn't mean it's over. We can always go back, consider other legislation, and take more votes.
Okay. Up against a rock and a hard place, if you ask me. I think it's going to happen. Douglas Holtz-Eakin, thanks for joining us. As always, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right.